Welcome to the Ask Coach Mac podcast, where coaches from around the world get their strength and conditioning questions answered.
What's up, guys? Ron McKeefery here, and welcome to episode number 30 of Ask Coach Mac. Thank you so much for joining me today. We have a great question from David, but before we get to that, I want to thank today's sponsor, Iron Grip. If you're in the market for plates and dumbbells, these are my go-to guys. I put Iron Grip plates and dumbbells in 3 facilities, including my own garage where my family and I work out. I have had nothing but positive experiences with them and love the fact that they're manufactured in the U.S. For more information, go to www.irongrip.com, follow them on Twitter, or call Chris DeSanto at 509-230-3124. All right, here's today's question from David.
Hey, Coach. It's David calling from Melbourne in Australia. I run a self-employed strength business, so my income is actually my budget. So when we talk about buying new equipment or the latest technology, sometimes that's really difficult for someone in my position. I was wondering if you could suggest some budget-conscious alternatives to good testing for things like lifts and speed, or things that I could be using or looking for that don't damage the budget too much, but get great measurements that are well-validated. Thanks, Coach.
David, thanks for your question. You know, it doesn't really matter where you end up, I think. Every job that I've had, every role has come with a budget and what seems like tight restrictions. But I can totally appreciate what you're doing there and how you're building your program by investing in yourself and investing in your facility and things like that. I think the very first step, I'm pretty sure I've talked about this on the show before, is you want to really identify and have a plan of what you need and what you want, and break it down into realistic expectations. You know, and so for us, what we do is we'll come to a situation, and I'll make basically 4 lists. The first list is what I call make whole. You know, and so for example, when I came into Eastern, they had 6 U-bars. We had 12 racks. For us to be able to program that into our facility, we would need to have 12 so that everybody could be doing it at the same time. We needed to repair some of our physio balls. We needed to repair some of our Eric's pads and things like that. And as you know, being in your situation, all those things add up tremendously, really, really quick. And so the first list is make whole and repairs. The second list are needs, you know, things that, you know, for example, that would go into our program to help assist in our mission. And so for us, for example, one thing would have been trap bars. We didn't have trap bars, and so we wanted to get a trap bar because that opened up a lot of different exercises for us. Kettlebells might be something. Things like that where it's going to add several different elements to your program would be needs. Wants would be things that you really want to put in your program that you think are going to help take you to the next level. So maybe you know, a software program, or maybe Catapult, or some sort of piece of technology that you want to put in your program. And then lastly is big ticket. And some of those things, you know, those wants could be big ticket, but you know, that may be like, you know, all new racks or flooring or some big ticket type of item, maybe a graphics package or something like that for the weight room. And so when you divide these up, make, you know, and put them in a list, then you can start working to knock those off and making sure that you know where that money's going, and as it comes in, you can really see where you can get the most bang for your buck, and by putting a numerical value to it, you can look in a moment's glance and know whether or not you can get a good deal. Sometimes these companies run, you know, 50% off type sales during holidays and things, where you can really take advantage of getting, you know, some kettlebell, maybe buy one get one free, or 50% off sales, or free shipping sales, or things like that. And by knowing what the cost associated with it is, you can make a informed decision. I think obviously anytime you're in a situation like you might be in, I think when you're purchasing strength equipment, you got to think about floor space as a premium. The more floor space you have, the better. So I would avoid purchasing single-use pieces of equipment. I'd make sure that everything that I had had multiple purposes. and make sure our racks, we could do as many different things out of that rack as possible. That's why I'm a big fan of Sornex, and being able to add on and be able to reconfigure and things like that. I think whenever you purchase some staple piece like that, there has to be the ability to add on to it, create some additional exercises and things, and have some innovation. Whenever you create a piece and that's it, you're dating it quite a bit, and so finding things that you can train out of 10, 15, 20 years from now, I think is big. From a technology standpoint, there's so many different things out there. It's finding what's going to be the most bang for your buck. For us, and again, we've been in a situation where, we're budget restricted. A great software program that I really highly recommend is Train Heroic. It's not going to break the bank, but it's a very robust system in terms of pushing workouts and being able to communicate with your athletes and create leaderboards and things like that. If you're in an entrepreneurial space like you are, being able to put your workouts up on the marketplace and create some additional streams of income, I think is huge. Scheduling, we use a program called Teamworks. That can be expensive, but they do a great job with scheduling and communicating, things like that. Heart rate, we've gone with Polar. I think that's what's worked best for us. HRV, Joel Jameson's BioForce, Strap, GPS. I'm most familiar with Catapult, but that's a big ticket item. I think you just got to find what you want. I mean, the takeaway message there is there are going to be things in your program that you're going to want that are going to cost money, and so by creating those lists, those 4 lists, and identifying what they are, and then really keeping, and having patience, which I think is the biggest challenge, to wait and have the money and then, go after a sale or, be able to make a decision in the moment when there's opportunity to take advantage of sales or somebody that's really trying to help you out. I think it's the biggest thing. So, David, I hope that answers your question. Would love to hear what everyone else thinks. Use the hashtag AskCoachMac30 to continue the discussion over on Twitter. David, thanks for your question. I want to encourage everyone else that if you have a question that you would like to potentially be featured on the show, head over to AskCoachMac.com. There you can ask a question by hitting the record button at the bottom of the page. Thanks so much for listening. I appreciate you guys. Here's a quote to finish off the day by Warren Buffett. Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode of Ask Coach Mac. Bye for now.